relevant night for Galway United. Friday winning the First Division title for the first time in 30 years, to be playing here at Eamon DC Park against Finn Harps, who are about to provide a guard of honour. Another good occasion for Galway United supporters.
Yeah, it's great, Keane, and thanks for having me tonight. And it's lovely to see the Finn Harps lads lining up there to obviously give United a guard of honour. They're league champions, they're our league champions, but they're the league champions. Give them a guard of honour going onto the pitch. A nice crowd here tonight, helped obviously by the fact that they're selling the Cup semi-final tickets for the Bowls match, and you can see there's a huge queue over at the far side on the stand, and that's great to see. I did hear a few people had come in earlier on, paid the admission in, bought their Cup tickets and went home, so you'd wonder about the level of support of some people, but no, there's a good crowd. It's great to see the Comer stand packed, and here comes the Stunning.
Brewing up a storm. Galway United have certainly done that this season, winning 25 of their 31 games to date. They've a flurry of home games to conclude the season, but in fairness to Finn Harps, Darren Murphy in charge this evening, temporary charge, and he leads the applause there for Galway United, led out by Brendan Clark this evening. Nice touch from Finn Harps. Always great respect down throughout the years between Galway United and Finn Harps. Several players, of course, would have played with both clubs. Obviously you have that Ollie Horgan, a man who gave distinguished service to Finn Harps, very much involved in the Galway United story at the moment, Keith too, and Ollie and John Coffey deserve immense credit for the season Galway United have had this season.
A massive amount of credit. I mean, United had a tough end to last season, losing in the First Division final to Waterford down in Marketsfield, and I think John, he's made some good signings. Brendan Clark was a very good signing. Bringing in Dervin, bringing in Wass during the summer transfer. But possibly his biggest signing this season has been bringing Ollie Horgan into the backroom team, and Chris Collopy coming up from Limerick as a coach. And if you talk to the players, and they would tell you the lads have made a massive difference. And always the players are always the heroes, and they always get the credit. And when something goes wrong, it's always on the manager and the coaching staff. So the coach and the manager, they deserve great credit for what they have done. They have turned United around to this force. We haven't lost a home game all season. Please God, we'll keep going tonight from a United point of view. Harps are obviously out to try and end that run and kickstart maybe the next season already this season, this weekend.
Galway United have been in similar positions to Finn Harps before, and not that long ago even, Keith, if you think about it, maybe the Project DNA season, of course, when Galway United were under pressure. Alan Murphy didn't get the credit he deserved in many respects, considering we had a limited budget, etc. at that time.
Alan was working off scraps. People kind of mocked him and mocked the whole Project DNA thing, but the club didn't have the proverbial bucket to spit in. I mean, we had nothing, and he kept the show on the road, like so many people behind the scenes of the club kept the show on the road. So Harps are going through a horrible time now. They've parted ways with their manager, and they've had a terrible season. They just want to get rid of 2023 and start fresh next year. We were those people before. Thank God it's going well for us. Harps will be back again, but look, tonight, after the next few weeks, as far as we're concerned, it's all about United. We have the First Division 1, thank God, so now we can maybe look to the Cup. But we obviously want to preserve the 100% record at home, and that starts tonight against Harps.
Galway United's history, Keith, and you followed them for decades at this stage. It's boom or bust, more often bust, but these times you have to embrace them. They're important to acknowledge the fact that you have big crowds at matches, etc.
Yeah, and we shouldn't take it for granted either. I mean, I've been following them for more years than I care to remember. 86 in Talca Park, 91 in Lansdowne Road, 93 in St Mel's, 97 at Turner's Cross. As far as major trophies are concerned, that was it. We won the League Shield, the First Division Shield twice. We won the Heritage Bowl up at Saltildevin. I'm not counting them as major trophies. So for a club like Galway, from a city and county the size of Galway, to have just won the 4 trophies before this season is I'm glad it's been righted that it's at least one more. And you never know, there might be a second one later on.
Well, Galway United supporters certainly live in hope. We're about to get the game underway. Referee Adriano Real just checking that all is in order. Robert Dowling, the 4th official, just gets his watch set to it. Harps about to get the game underway. They were beaten on Friday evening. Disappointing loss for Harps. They'll be eager to produce a solid performance here at Eamon DC Park, and they try to get the ball forward quickly towards BJ Banda, but United deal with it. Francie Lumboto to Dave Hurley. Hurley tries to put Stephen Walsh away. Walsh just beaten there, and Harps get the ball forward quickly again. Banda collides with Rob Slevin. Slevin, of course, played with Harps for a spell. Gets the ball forward there for United. Challenge there from A. Dervin. Tussles with Tony McNamee, who's returned to Harps colours this season. Header there from Kevin Jordan, United have possession though. Ed McCarthy drives forward on the right. McCarthy, influential figure in 2023, inside to Dave Hurley, similarly so. Hurley just gets there ahead of Ryan Flood. Takes a tumble, Hurley, but the assistant deems that it's a goal kick. Dave Hurley not too happy with the decision, but it will be a goal kick for Harps.
Change of the match day ball already. There must be an issue with that one. And just see United have made 5 changes tonight, Keane, from Friday night. Conor O'Keefe comes in, Regan Donnellan comes in, Rob Manley, A. Dervin and Francis Lomboto. Those 5 all come on at various stages in Mount Hog Park on Friday, so they're all getting a start tonight.
Real depth to the United squad this season too, Keith, and that's been a key factor, maybe sometimes not acknowledged by everyone, the fact that they've missed the likes of Colm Horgan, Regan Donnellan at various stages. Just follow the play for a second before we come back to that. Rob Manley holds it up and has support from Conor O'Keefe, a man who made a welcome return to action in Mount Hawk Park. Wins a corner kick. Conor O'Keefe, very reliable player. Conor O'Keefe did well there, drove forward from his right full position and wins a corner kick for United. Inevitably Dave Hurley, who has scored 24 goals this season, comes across to stand over the corner kick. Aid Irvin not too far away, but it looks as if Hurley's going to dink this one into the area. Bruder, Manley, Walsh, O'Keefe, Slevin all committed forward by United, who will want to test Finn Harps early on here. Hurley to take the Cork man, a key performer for Galway United. Hurley with the delivery, decent one it is too, headed away though under pressure by the visitors, and Flood just thumps it clear. Donlan, another man who had a stint with Finn Harps. Hurley to A. Dervin, Dervin to Ed McCarthy. McCarthy goes all the way back to Brendan Clark. But that depth, Keith, that you mentioned, the 5 changes this evening, still a very strong team.
Still a very strong team. And then when you think like Ronan Manning is not involved tonight, he's out injured and wasn't involved the last
Conor McCormack.
Conor McCormack is another. Yeah, I mean, people might have said, oh, there's too big a squad, we don't need that many for a squad. You know, that you've seen people giving off at the start of the season. But big squad and added to it during the summer, brought in some quality players. Lost them as well. I mean, Wilson Waweru, Mikey Rowe at various stages played their part for us this season as well.
Cross from Stephen Walsh into the area. Ed McCarthy gets a touch on it, but Harps come away with possession. And it's fed out to Ryan Flood. Flood shows nice footwork there. Good skill from Flood. Looks for Banda down the line, just puts too much on the pass, but Flood has had a decent enough campaign for Harps. Skillful player. Did well there, but just put too much on the pass, and it will be a goal kick for Brendan Clark. Vastly experienced goalkeeper. 18 clean sheets for Galway United in 2023. Goes short to Rob Slevin. Slevin checks back and gives it to Brendan Clark. Clark has Killian Bruder as an option if he wants to go short, but Harps have pressed high up the pitch, and Clark looks for Stephen Walsh. Walsh does well to get there ahead of Matthew Mackinson. And Slevin though goes all the way back again to Brendan Clark. Clark just checks what's on. Slevin presents himself as an option and again looks to go from back to front quickly, looking for Ed McCarthy. McCarthy keeps it in play with the header. Good work there from Stephen Doherty to win it back for Harps, but United have it once again. Conor O'Keefe to Killian Bruder. Bruder checks out and goes short to Regan Donnellan. Donnellan has Francie Lomboto down the line, but gives it back to the Newcastle West man, Killian Bruder. Rob Slevin carries the ball forward with a bit of purpose. Tries to release Ed McCarthy. Jordan. The attempted clearance blocked by Ed McCarthy, and the ball goes out for a goal kick.
Great keen from the Galway United perspective to see both Conor O'Keefe and Regan Donnellan. You know, United had a problem with fullback for the last few games. You wouldn't have known it the way that Rob Slevin slotted in there at left back and Conor McCormack sat back into the right back position. But it's great to have 2 specialist fullbacks back in, especially with the, no disrespect tonight or to Athlone coming up, but with the cup game against Bows coming up. I mean, it's great to have special centre fullbacks back in playing.
Absolutely, very important to get minutes into the legs of Conor O'Keefe, who made a competitive return against Kerry, and Regan Donnellan of course came on in that game also, as you referenced, Keith. So very, very important with cup semi-final edging closer. United will want to finish the league strongly too, and
it's all about momentum, isn't it? Win tonight, win against that Loan, and you're bringing that momentum into a game against Bowes.
Bruder to Rob Slevin. Slevin switches a play looking for Lumboto, who scored a goal against Kerry on Friday, deemed to have been in an offside position there by the assistant Shane O'Brien, and it'll be a free kick for Harps. Lumboto scored one, taken down for a penalty as well in Mount Hawk Park, so he certainly made a contribution on Friday evening in the second half. Ollie Horgan just has a word there with the fourth official, Robert Dowling.
He might be just welcoming him to Eamon DC Park. I mean, it wouldn't be like Ollie otherwise, would it?
He's dead right to keep an eye on what's going on.
Well, I think, that has made a difference too this season. There's more kind of aggression from the United bench, and it has lent itself to making this place an intimidating venue to come to. Before, there was too many seasons United rolled over and had their bellies tickled at home. Now, we haven't been beaten all season. We haven't dropped a point. And the aggression and controlled aggression at times starts from the bench and leads out onto the pitch. There are sometimes it has gone overboard, and I don't know how many bookings. They probably picked up a dozen between on the bench, but there is an aggression there. But
some of them were very debatable, and they were United were unfortunate, I suppose, would be the polite way of putting it. But Shinshke Lela, a throw in for United on the far side. Regan Donnan will take Harps. 7 wins from 31 games this season. It hasn't gone according to plan. It was always going to be difficult with Ollie Horgan gone. He was there for so long and made such an impact. Dave Rogers did his utmost and tried to bring in a lot of new players at the start of the season. Maybe a lot of players unfamiliar with the league, and sometimes that can be difficult for players to adjust, but very well regarded football man, Dave Rogers. We wish him well for the future. Darren Murphy is in charge this evening of the visitors. Banda has it now on the far side, does well to hold it up, is supported there by Seamus Keogh, who gets the ball forward to Patrick Ferry. United though win it back. Stephen Walsh drills it forward. Rob Manley goes in chase. Manley won't be able to get there. Jamie Watson just shepherds the ball out for a throw in on the far side, and Seamus Keogh, a man who had a spell cross channel with Southampton, will take.
We were talking there about the changes for United. 5 changes tonight. I mean, Harps, I would have thought they've only made 2 changes. A new manager coming into the game on the back of a big defeat down in Cove on Friday night, and it's just Kevin Jordan and Ryan Rainey have come into their side as new faces. I would have thought maybe that would have made more, but normally you'd see a new manager kind of put or even an interim manager trying to stamp his own personality on the team by making a few changes, but just the 2 for Harps.
Rainey was fouled there, but Harps take the free kick quickly. Flood tries to get it under control, faced by Conor O'Keefe. O'Keefe, diligent defensively for United, gets the ball forward. Jordan though has it back for Harps inside to Ryan Flood. Flood thumps it into the area. Killian Bruder gets it away to Ed McCarthy. McCarthy to Conor O'Keefe. O'Keefe gets the ball forward. One of the Harps players on the far side seems to be in a little bit of distress. Looks as if it might be Ryan Rainey.
Yeah. Commentator's curse, just mention him, and he seems to have taken a bit of a knock there.
Took a bit of a knock, maybe leading up to the free kick that was quickly taken a couple of moments ago, but Rainey wearing the captain's armband too for Harps this evening. Just requiring some attention. Tony McNamee just checking on his well-being at the moment as well to see if Rainey is okay. They wouldn't want to lose him. One of the players returning to the Harps starting 11 this evening, but referee Adriano Real just checks that all is okay. Rainey just requiring some attention, and it's an opportunity for the players to get some fluids on board.
It's been a hard couple of days for both sides, Keane. I mean, United were going down to Tralee on Friday. They won the league there, so there was, I'm sure, some celebrations. Harps went down to Cove. Awful long journey for them, heavy defeat. They're on the road again on Monday night to a team that's, buzzing after winning the league. It's a tough night for them.
No, it's hard, and of course, with Harps, you have the travel commitments are very, very significant to go from Ballybofey all the way down to Cove, and then to have to come to Eamon DC Park on a Monday. It's definitely a factor. It's hard on players and on bodies and minds, and especially after Friday losing heavily. But they've been solid enough early on here against United. McCarthy to Conor O'Keefe. O'Keefe has Dervin nearby, but opts to switch it to Killian Bruder. Bruder thought about drilling it forward, instead just slips a pass inside to A. Dervin. Dervin looks for Manley. Manley takes a touch and gets it under control. Rob Manley tries to swivel clear, right foot across from Manley. Header from Walsh, wasn't too far away. Good centre forward play there from Rob Manley.
Yeah, you know, for a big lad, he's got very quick feet, and he's, you know, he swiveled there to turn off the defender, swung the ball in. Walshy attacking it, near post header, just whizzed wide. That's what Manley brings to the game. You know, Wasp holds it up, he's very strong. Manley is more of a to feet and turn.
And he did well there, but Walsh just unable to direct the header on target. Goal kick for Tuta. Looks for Banda. Header from Banda. Ball trickles out harmlessly though for a Galway United goal kick. Brendan Clark will take. Sorcool Bora the Galliain to Mlina. Brendan Clark Farwell Nyar Tahiega Ishrana Herenach Ganzi Gallia ain't a hair Imliana. Clark goes direct looking for Manley. Manley, good header from Manley. Walsh and Lomboto. Lomboto gets it under control. Good challenge though from the visitors. They win possession back. Rainey has recovered, beaten to it there by Lomboto, but the ball goes out for a Harps throw in. Seamus Keogh will take. Rainey though does seem to be in a little bit of distress once again.
I don't like seeing that either.
We may be forced off. Darren Murphy just looking on from the technical area.
He was handed the captain's armband tonight now as well. You know, Harps losing their captain. Just hard on them. Just on Brendan Clark there, I mean, he's the only United player to have played every single minute of every game this season. Feel sorry for Alex Rutter, the other goalkeeper, the substitute goalkeeper. He hasn't seen a sniff of it yet.
Brendan Clark, outstanding for Galway United, and just as added experience, craft, guile, Keith.
It's even, you see, when United are attacking and they have an attacking free kick, that Clarkey will come up to the halfway line and he will line up United's offensive wall to try and block the sight line of the opposition goalkeeper. I mean, it's just clever stuff like that. He brings so much confidence to the lads. He's constantly talking, encouraging. There's no barracking unless it's really, really neat, but it's mainly encouragement. It's not giving off. It's not shouting for the sake of shouting. Such an intelligent, clever player, and such a nice guy off the pitch as well. You see him interacting, especially with the kids afterwards. They're coming up looking for autographs. He has time for autographs, pose for photos. He's just a really nice guy. He's brought a lot to the team this year. Absolutely.
Brendan Clark has given Galway United a really, really impressive campaign. Walsh collides there with Tony McNamee. McNamee gets a header forward. Banda just beaten to it by Killian Bruder. Walsh and McNamee collide once again. Lomboto glances it forward. Rainey back in action, just thumps it towards Brendan Clark. Rainey doesn't look to be 100%, but he's battling on for the time being.
Yeah, I didn't see any gesture from the physio, so I presume they're happy enough for him to continue. Obviously, if they weren't, they'd have taken him off and made a quick sub. They have subs out warming up, but there was no gesture from the physio to say he can't continue.
Hurley to Walsh. Keogh gets the ball forward, but United have it once again. Walsh to Francie Lomboto. Lomboto into the area, gets the ball across goal. Flashes all the way across goal. McCarthy unable to provide the finish at the back post, but good approach work there for the United.
Good approach. Lomboto showing his speed. He just terrorises defence. He had no right to get onto that ball. Got onto it, whipped it across. Manley sliding at the front post. McCarthy at the back. All it needed was the nick, but good play by United.
Tuta about to take the goal kick. Rainey just comes over to the Harps technical area, has a word with Darren Murphy. Looks as if he's going to be okay to continue for a couple of moments at least, but goal kick here for Tuta. Looks for the aforementioned Rainey. Rob Slevin though commanding in the air for United. Nice little touch there from Ferry. Exchanges passes with Keogh. Lomboto with the challenge. Takes a deflection off Ferry, who does well to keep it in play. Keogh looks for Banda over the top. Headed away though by Regan Dunn and Aid Irvin. With the header to Conor O'Keefe. O'Keefe from Mullingar carries the ball towards halfway, brings it into the Harps half. Ed McCarthy, good footwork there from Ed McCarthy. McCarthy, great skill from McCarthy, carries the ball forward with a real sense of purpose. Has support from Francie Lomboto wide on the left. Lomboto faced by Keogh, checks back. Lomboto then goes forward again. Lomboto with the left foot across towards the back post. Hurley will do well to keep it in play, but he does so the former Cove Ramblers man. Dave Hurley, lovely skill from Hurley with the nutmeg, but Harps get the ball away. Throw in for Galway United.
Yeah, United are starting to build a little bit of pressure there now. Kind of pinning Harps back. Harps are kind of struggling to get out of their own half. They want to make the most of this. United capitalise on it. We don't have Wass up front. Manley having his chance tonight. He's already had a couple of looks at goals. So.
O'Keefe to McCarthy. McCarthy appeared to be fouled there by Stephen Doherty. Free kick given by referee Adriano Real. And United have an opportunity on the edge of the area. And considering the season he's had, I'm sure that David Hurley is going to fancy this one.
Oh, there's Hurley's name written all over this, hasn't it, Keane? I mean, Friday night he scored a penalty and he scored direct from the corner. He might want to complete the set-piece hat-trick now by firing one in direct from a free kick.
Free kick for Galway United. Dave Hurley, 21 First Division goals, 3 in the FAI Cup, and I'm sure he'll want to add a couple more to the collection before the end of the campaign. Aid Irvin, though, is on the premises. He hasn't scored in a Galway United shirt. He's got one this season for Longford Town while he was on loan there earlier in the campaign. Dervin looks as if he might fancy a crack too, but...
And I could just see to my left, Brendan Clark, as I was saying to you, he's setting up the United offensive wall to block the view of Tuta.
Dervin to Hurley. Hurley, the curling shot saved by Tuta. Manley with the rebound, can't steer it on target, but there was a challenge there. I think it was by
Jamie Watson. I think it was
a
great challenge to get because Manley was odds on to just knock that over the line for a goal, but brilliant tackle by Watson, forces it out for a corner.
Fantastic challenge by Watson there to thwart Galway United. Corner kick it is though for Dave Hurley. Hurley towards the back post this time. Header from Donlan. Manley can't get the finish on it. Goalkeeper Tuta eventually claims.
Great by Tuta, down on his hands and knees there and just grabbing the ball. Boots flying everywhere.
It was a real scramble, but Tuta did well. He was brave and gets the ball forward quickly. Harps try to go on the attack. Regan Donlan quickly back into his defensive duties. Had to head the ball out for a Harps corner. Patrick Ferry wasn't too far away, and it's a chance here for Harps as people still queue for Cup semi-final tickets on the far side. A bizarre sight in the middle of the game, but
it's like the two events on in the one venue. There's a Cup semi-final being played out up in the stand there for tickets, and the match here.
Sold out signs will be placed for that Cup semi-final on Saturday week, but before then United have a couple of league matches to take care of, including this evening's game against Finn Harps, who have a corner kick here. It's put into the area. Banda with the header, just couldn't direct it on target. Yeah, that was a reminder of Harps' potential.
Sorry, Keane. Yeah, he just peeled off Conor O'Keefe there. They were on the back post and he just attacked it, got a step on Conor, and good attacking header, but just couldn't get it on target. But it's a warning to United. Harps aren't here to make up the numbers. They weren't here just for the guard of honour. They're here. They have their own honour. They want to reclaim that or whatever and get the win, or even be the first team to take points off United on their home patch. Plenty of motivation for them.
Slevin to Ed McCarthy. McCarthy has support from A. Dervin. Dervin goes back to Rob Slevin once again. Slevin.
And that's great hustle by McNamee, forcing United. They were nearly on the edge of the Harps box. Now the ball is all the way back with Clark, just on the edge of his own box. I mean, that's good hustle defence by McNamee.
Header there from Jamie Watson. United have it on the far side. Francie Lomboto just lets the ball go out for a throw in. Could be a chance here for Ed McCarthy to arrow a long throw in into the area, and that looks as if it's going to happen because Killian Bruder and Rob Slevin are jogging forward from the back, and Ed McCarthy is going to rifle this one into a packed Harps area. 82 goals Galway United have scored in 31 games this season, a remarkable statistic. McCarthy fires it into the area. Good header though there by Stephen Doherty to get the ball away. Regan Donlan has it once again for United. Donlan to Ed McCarthy. McCarthy with a good bit of skill there. McCarthy back to Dave Hurley. Hurley with the left foot across into the area, headed away by Mackinson only as far as Killian Bruder. Bruder on the edge of the area, left footed shot, blocked down by Harps. Ball spills kindly for Rob Manley. Manley just couldn't provide the finish. Walsh with a deft header into Rob Manley, and it was a gilt-edged chance, Keith.
It was a glorious chance. I think maybe in his defence was dropping over his shoulder a little bit and was coming at him awkwardly, but He'd be kicking himself. No, it was a glorious chance there.
Rob Manley, firm fans' favourite with Galway United, has had his opportunities limited this season due to the form of Stephen Walsh once again, and of course Wasim, who has made a real impact following his arrival in the summer. Headed forward there by Rob Slevin. Ryan Rainey for Harps. Killian Bruder with the header. Rainey once again tussles with Francie Lomboto. Keogh looks for Doherty. Doherty does well to get there ahead of Rob Slevin. Doherty wide to Ryan Flood. Flood jinks inside. Aid Irvin with the challenge. Great work from Aid Irvin. Fantastic performance against Dundalk in the Cup a couple of weeks ago. Doherty with the challenge there, and Aid Irvin, I don't know, it was a late challenge. The yellow card is a little bit harsh.
The same thing, the referees this season, I think personally, they're too quick to go for the pocket. That was a nothing challenge, you know. It was two lads clashing. It was in a nowhere part of the pitch, you know. A free kick is enough there.
Free kick is enough. You don't want the cards. You don't want that in the game. There was no malice in it. It was a free kick. It was nothing more. Clark to Slevin. Slevin has to go back and take the free kick once again. Slevin has it for United. Again, McNamee puts him under a little bit of pressure. Good work from McNamee. Blocks Slevin's attempted clearance. Slevin heads the ball forward. And Rainey has it once again for Finn Harps. Ryan Rainey goes all the way back to Tuta. Tuta's clearance towards the halfway line. McNamee shows good skill and then awareness to try to pick out Flood. Just unable to keep the ball in play, but it's a good idea there from McNamee. He is a player with a bit of vision.
Yeah, and Rainey seems to be okay now. Again, he seems to be moving freely. A couple of trips onto the pitch by the physio, but he seems to be okay now, and that'll be good news for Harps fans.
Flood, Doherty, Rainey, and on the far side, Ferry working hard for Harps. Rob Manley tries to hold it up. Challenge there from Jordan. Jordan can't prevent a throw in. No, he can. Ed McCarthy wasn't happy with the decision.
No, I think the liner got that one right. The hold of the ball hadn't crossed the line there, yeah. Not like me to give credit to the officials, but credit where it's due. Got it right.
You call it as it is, and that's the way it should be.
It's like catchphrase. You say what you see, isn't it?
Throw in for Jordan for the proud Donegal outfit.
He's certainly taking a bit of extra real estate there before he throws it in.
Banda could have won a free kick, but throw in given to Galway United. Conor O'Keefe looks for Manley down the line. Rob Manley tried to hook the ball into the area, but it goes out for a Finn Harps goal kick. The 78th meeting between Galway United and Finn Harps. 31 United victories, 22 draws so far, 24 Harps wins, and Harps though have only won 9 of their 40 previous games in Galway, and they'll be eager to make that 10, and they're in this game. Galway United have had a bit of pressure, but Harps are battling well too, and they'll be quite satisfied with how the opening period has unfolded. Header there from Watson, who was brave once again. Doherty, who has been industrious in the centre of the park. Rob Slevin heads it forward. McNamee, Doherty and Rainey combining well in the middle, and a free kick given to Harps. Adriano Real has a lengthy word or two with David Hurley. Free kick for Harps, and a chance for them to send some bodies forward from the back, including Mackinson and Watson.
Yeah, they pushed a lot of players up, Harps, for this free kick.
Tony McNamee will take. Former Derry and Glenavon player, of course. Experienced operator, Tony McNamee.
Just left Jordan minding the house on halfway. Everyone else. Keogh was kind of level with McNamee, but everyone else in an attacking position. Roll to Keogh.
Goes short to Keogh. Keogh checks back. Nice skill there from Keogh. McNamee now Looks as if Lomboto
He looks to be in trouble, King.
seems to be in a bit of trouble there. Richard Greer, the United physio, has come on the pitch.
In fairness to the ref, he spotted it and blew it straight away. If there wasn't anywhere near Francis Lee, he was just turning on the ball and his ankle seemed to go from under him. It was just he rolled his ankle, or maybe hopefully it's nothing more sinister than that, but he looked in pain straight away as he went down. And credit to the referee for stopping the game straight away.
No, in fairness to the referee Adriano Reale, spotted it quickly. Richard Greer signalling to the United bench that Francie Lomboto will have to be replaced, and it's unfortunate because it's only a couple of seasons ago where Francie Lomboto missed a whole year. He's got an injury against Wexford in a pre-season the week before the start of the season.
It was the final game of the season, or the final pre-season game, up in Dublin, I think it was, wasn't it? And
missed the whole campaign.
No, he's 32 games played for United this season, 5 goals, Keane. He's a funny player. He seems to play better when he comes on. I think the pace he has, that when he attacks the tire in defence, he terrorises them, and then he earns the right to start a game. But he doesn't seem to have the same impact. That's just from what I see of him, that he's nearly always better coming on as a substitute. But if you earn the right to start, you deserve to get your start. But this is just horrible to see now. Look like his left ankle, and he's in tears.
In some distress, unfortunately, is going to have to be replaced.
Looks like Wasim. Like we lost Darren Clark down in Tralee to an injury in the first half as well. Another winger, and Ronan Manning is out. So we've solved the issue. Well, not solved, but we've recovered a bit of bodies in the fullback positions, and now we're losing our wide minutes. You hope you just roll that now and that there's nothing more than that in it.
Hopefully it won't be too bad. Harps have possession again. McNamee to Kyo. Looks for Rainey down the line. Could have taken a deflection, but referee Adriano Reale decides that it's a goal kick for Galway United. Brendan Clark will take. To congratulate Damien Costello. He had a big win at the Galway United Academy fundraiser yesterday in the Galmont Hotel. So send best wishes to him. Message coming through there from Vincent O'Connor Sr. It's nice to see loyal Galway United supporters winning. There
was great support for that raffle as well. People automatically think of a club, the senior team, the men's team, but look at our women's team, All Ireland champions, and we've a great academy structure in the men, the boys and the girls, men's, women's, or whatever. And the club is more than just one team. It's about so many different teams, but all these teams need funding and support. So it was great to see so many people supporting the raffle, which was dedicated to the academy teams.
Absolutely, 8 teams in the club now, Keith. It's not so long ago when you only had one team representing the club, so it's very important.
And not too long ago we had no teams representing the club when we were shut out of the League of Ireland. So that's why you can't take these nights for granted. You can't take the wins for granted. You can't take the trophies for granted.
Harps have possession. Mackinson to Watson. Back to Mackinson again. Jordan to Mackinson. Rob Manley working hard. Wasim set to be introduced imminently. Doherty to Watson. Watson out to Kyo, the right full. Kyo has banded down the line. Has to check back inside though, because Stephen Walsh was working hard. Trademark fashion for United. Mackinson has it once again. Jordan is an option on the left. Slips it back to Watson. Watson carries the ball into the United half. Tries to pick out Patrick Ferry. Ferry to Doherty. Doherty to Watson. Harps enjoying a little spell of possession here. They're keeping it moving through Doherty to Flood. Flood on the left. Flood pass inside. Hurley wins it back for United to Rob Manley. Manley supported by Ed McCarthy, but Manley makes a little bit of ground. Challenge there from McNamee. Jordan then just puts it out for a United throw in. Good touch there from the steward Paul Mellett to direct the ball back in towards Conor O'Keefe, and Wasim enters the action for United. Scored 5 goals since arriving from Waterford FC, including the first at Mount Hawk Park on Friday evening. which was gleefully celebrated by the visiting support.
Yeah, he's been a hit since he came. I think he's 5 goals in the 13 appearances, Keenan. The fans have really taken him, and it's more than just his goals. He holds the ball up so well. He's such a tough man to knock off the ball. We saw it ourselves in the First Division final last year when Waterford beat us 3-0, and Wasim just did a number on our defence. He was impossible to shift off the ball. He's a big unit, as they say, and it's great to have him in the maroon this season, or since the summer anyway. He has made a big impact. It looks like Stephen Walsh has gone to the left wing, so we possibly reverting to a 4-4-2.
Regan Donlan dipping shot. Looks as if Walsh is out in the left or right with Wasim and Manley. But Walsh back into a central role now, so it's hard to know. We'll monitor that.
I can't imagine Rob Manley would be a left wing. But
yeah, he was out there, but seems to have drifted across. Maybe just following the play a little bit. But Manley seems to be tucking in a little bit, so perhaps it's going to be Manley on the left.
Could be. Yeah, Regan was always going to have a shot there. I think he's one of the few outfield players who has played a number of games this season who has yet to score. So he'd want to right that wrong, so to speak.
Hurley has it back for United. Hurley charges forward, looks for Wasim. Wasim holds it up, finds Rob Manley. Manley to A. Dervin. Dervin looks for Regan Donlan on the left. Donlan, the left foot across into the area, cut out though by Seamus Keogh. Keogh looks for Banda. Banda tries to hold it up, but Hurley wins it back for United. Play on, says referee Adriano Real. Initially then gives the free kick for the home team. They're tuning in all over the world. Ollie Neary in Boston at the moment, watching alongside Aidan and Laurie Fallon. Kevin and Joni are there too, and Ollie's wife Kathleen, a regular here at Eamon DC Park, so they're watching from the States at the moment.
And the young fella Aaron is on the bench tonight.
Aaron's on the bench, so
he might get a run. And Ollie, I'm just minding the seat for you.
We're going to have 3 mics next season, so the budget's gone up going into the Premier Division. Throw in from Ed McCarthy, fired into the area. Tuta punches it out for a Galway United corner kick.
Tell Kathleen I want a bag of Jolly Ranchers back from America. Kathleen's a great lady to supply the sweets for the home matches.
So we hope they have a nice trip abroad. They'll be back for the FAI Cup semi-final in a couple of weeks. Ollie planned it well.
Speaking of the semi-final, there's still people queuing on the old stand there. We're half an hour into the game. The queue started, I think, at 6:30. 8:20 now, and there's still people queuing for tickets for that Bows match. I'd imagine it might sell out tonight.
E. Dervin with the corner kick, headed away by Watson at the back post. United have it back though. Conor O'Keefe with the cross, half block down, falls kindly for Stephen Walsh. Walsh tries to manufacture a yard of space, unable to get sufficient purchase on it. Dervin will do well to keep it in play, but he's tigerish and tenacious, and he tussles with Banda, who did well there for Harps. Banda foul there by Stephen Walsh. Galway United can have no complaints about that free kick. Darren Murphy looks for a little bit more. But a free kick it is for Finn Harps.
Yeah, good work by Banda there, coming back, giving his defence a dig out. Get some oxygen into the lungs. Bit of a breather. Manley does seem to be kind of hugging that left side of the United midfield.
O'Keefe with the header. Throw in for Harps. Kevin Jordan will take. Just in front of the United dugout. Rainey to Jordan. Jordan steers it forward. Banda can't get there. Rob Slevin under pressure from Banda, who's working hard for Harps. The ball though eventually goes out for a Galway United goal kick. Brendan Clark to Killian Bruder. Bruder to Rob Slevin. Slevin guides it forward. Conor O'Keefe under pressure from Ryan Flood, but O'Keefe just trying to get something from the situation. Doherty has it back for Harps. Wasim, the brave challenge. Dervin quickly on the scene too. Dervin with a right foot across into the area. Manley just can't get there. Keogh does well to let the ball go out for a goal kick.
But Wasim there showing what he's brought to United since he came here. You know, the muscle, strength, won a ball, he had no right to recycle possession for United, and you know, ball across. Manley was just maybe not strong enough to muscle Keogh off it. But was big addition. I'm delighted he left Waterford.
As you referenced it, Keith, that last season Galway United suffered down in the RSC, was very effective in a game down there, and then of course in the Markets Field when Waterford were too strong for United, Wasim caused United significant bother in those games. Throw in for Harps here. A little bit of a mix up in the United defence there, but nonetheless it will be a throw in for Harps. Replacement football rolled down the line by the fourth official, Robert Dowling.
Yeah, Slevin I think wanted Clark to come for it, and Clark wanted Slevin to swing the leg at it and clear it, and neither of them dealt with it the way they expected the other two. So
corner kick for Flood.
I think it's a corner, isn't it? Yeah.
Plenty of bodies committed forward by Harps for this. Ryan Flood with the left-footed corner kick into a packed area, bravely headed away by Conor O'Keefe. Flood has another chance to steer it towards the back post. Rainey can't keep that one in play though, and the ball goes out for a Galway United goal kick. Brendan Clark will take. Inevitably, Keith, there isn't the same zip to Galway United's play. It's to be expected after a weekend of celebrations. As you mentioned, the long trip to Tralee with a stop off or two on the way.
I think there was some bubbles had all right, and I'm not talking about Aero chocolate bars either, but well deserved. But they're professional guys, you know, they want to get the job done tonight. They want to win this. They have a proud record of having won every game at home, but maybe the edge has gone off with the fact that they have won the league now, so that isn't in their sights, you know. That's parked. There isn't that urgency to get the job done, but they still want to win it. But it is missing a little something. But then again, when you make 5 changes, that's you know, 5 of your 10 outfield players, that's an awful lot of change.
Durbin to Conor O'Keefe. O'Keefe just looks up to see what's available. Looks for Wasim. Wasim does well. Stephen Walsh just beaten to it by Rainey. Rob Manley to Regan Donlan. Donlan faced by Ferry. Donlan back to Dave Hurley. Hurley under pressure from Tony McNamee, who's buzzed about nicely for Harps throughout this first half. Himself, Doherty and Rainey, 3-man central midfield unit have been solid. O'Keefe to Killian Bruder. Bruder for Galway United. Back to Conor O'Keefe. O'Keefe looks for Stephen Walsh over the top. Walsh got away with the little flick there on Mackinson. Then nice pass to Ed McCarthy. McCarthy with the shot. Seemed to take a deflection. Ferry though keeps it in play and just rifles it clear. Killian Bruder to Dave Hurley. Hurley. Hey Dervin. Dervin picks out Ed McCarthy. Nice turn from Ed McCarthy. Goes back to A. Dervin. Dervin to Conor O'Keefe. O'Keefe to Ed McCarthy. O'Keefe has it once more. A. Dervin to Wasim. Wasim back to Conor O'Keefe. Ed McCarthy for United. McCarthy to Wasim. Wasim turns, shoots, ball goes across goal, takes a deflection. Stephen Walsh is claiming it. Not sure if he got the final touch, but the ball has ended up crossing the Harps line, and it's a goal for Galway United. That's all that matters, Keith.
Once the ball is in the net, that's all that matters. I'm not sure Walsh will get that. Good work by Was. As you were saying, the difference he makes when he comes on. He's such a physical presence. I think Jamie Watson wasn't happy with what was going on at the back post. I think maybe he felt he was pushed or something. It was possibly an own goal against him, I don't know, but he was complaining there to the referee, and the referee had enough, and he's after booking Watson. So we'll have to check with the officials after the game who the goal goes down to. Walshy didn't claim it with the same exuberance that he normally would. Might give it tell its own story, but it would be the second time this season he was denied a goal that went to an OG instead, because against Wexford it was the same thing. We thought he had scored the 2 goals. The officials had a look at the video after the match and ruled one of them as an OG. 1-0 United, that's all that matters.
Wasim deserves immense credit for the manner in which he turned and fashioned the opportunity too, Keith.
Yeah, absolutely. As I was saying, Manley, he's good with his feet. Was is a big lad who holds the ball up, but he's a lovely touch there and lovely skill. Great turn, ball across the danger area. He's just been such a big player for us. As I said, 13 games, 5 goals, but that's what he brings to the side as well. It's holding up the ball, it's creating chances, it's bullying defenders, and he has been a big signing for us since coming in during the summer transfer window.
Not too far away from half-time, Galway United lead by 1-0 against Finn Harps. They have possession again. Regan Donlan to A. Dervin. Dervin into the centre circle. Dervin looks for Ed McCarthy. McCarthy to Conor O'Keefe. O'Keefe to Brendan Clark. Clark. Killian Bruder. Bruder gets the ball forward to Rob Manley. Manley unable to keep it in play there, and it'll be a throw in for Harps. Seamus Keogh, the right back, will take imminently when the ball is returned from the Eco Fuel stand on the far side. Still people queuing for FAI Cup semi-final tickets. The FAI, Galway United and Bohemians will be happy because the coffers will be bolstered somewhat. Saturday week's semi-final, another huge occasion for Galway United and football in these parts of Finn Harps. Just want to respond here though this evening. They have possession now. Patrick Ferry looks for McNamee, cut out though by the ever willing and able Ed McCarthy. Rob Slevin to Conor O'Keefe. O'Keefe goes down the line looking for McCarthy. Strong challenge there from Jordan. Throw in given to Harps. John Caulfield not happy with the decision.
Not very happy at all, no. It's hard to know, the dugout is kind of obscure in our view, so. But he's definitely, and Adriano Real just said no.
And Adriano Real issues the yellow card.
I mean, it would have been enough there just to say, calm it down. I mean, it's this ridiculous habit of just flashing the card.
It's not happening in any other league in the world with the frequency that it's happening in the League of Ireland. It's something that the authorities have to look at because... Oh yeah,
I mean, the officials demand respect and they deserve
100%.
respect. If there's
100%.
no officials, there's no game. But respect goes both ways, and you have to respect these. This is a manager, this is his job, his livelihood, and of course you're going to get worked up about something. I mean, we're human beings, and you have to. I think the officials need to show the management a bit of respect, and not just United. I'm not just saying that as a United man. It's just ridiculous how quickly they go to the pocket, and as you said, it doesn't happen anywhere else.
We're singing from the same hymn sheet there anyway, Keith, but a free kick for Finn Harps, and this is a chance for them. Flood and McNamee stand over the ball, and there's a chance here for the visitors to test Galway United. McNamee towards the back post, just too much on that, and it goes out for a Galway United goal kick.
No, in fairness, going back to that as well, Keane, I mean, the lads don't help themselves. When you look back at it, is it worth getting that worked up over a throw-in? I know it could have turned into something, it didn't. So it does go both ways, but I do think the officials are just far too quick to go for the yellow card.
4 minutes of additional time going to be played at the end of the first half. Harps have it again. Rainey feeds Ryan Flood on the left. Flood drives forward. O'Keefe with the challenge. Throw into Harps. Flood will take. windy night on the banks of the Corrup here. Ryan Flood with the throw in for Finn Harps, goes into the area, headed away by Conor O'Keefe, only as far as Keogh. Dipping shot from Keogh, goes over the bar, but it was worth the go.
Yeah, worth the smack. It was falling nicely for him. He just kind of got under it a bit and looped. It didn't get the connection he'd have wanted. But yeah, first of those 4 minutes of injury time, be happy now, United, just to see this out, get into the dressing room. And you know, Harps, they're well in this game. They've played really, really well. McNamee's been really pulling the strings for them. You know, they'll have a bit of belief going. This game is here for us, lads.
Goal kick for Brendan Clark. First half stoppage time. Clark. Wasim just can't get anything on that. Rainey hooks it forward for Harps. Ferry beaten in the air by Regan Donlan. Hurley prods it forward. Stephen Walsh goes in chase. Mackinson did well, but Ed McCarthy nips in to win it back. Wasim looks for Ed McCarthy. McCarthy into the area. Good save from Tuta. And it will be a corner kick for United, but again, nice combination play there between Wasim and Ed McCarthy. And Stephen Walsh's work rate evident also.
I mean, Walsh has been great this season. He was our best player last season. He's having another really good season. Ed McCarthy's ordinarily he possibly would be the player of the season this year, but I think Hurley is going to hit me. Dave Hurley has been absolutely outstanding. But it was a lovely interlink there, a lovely link-up play between them, create the chance.
Dervin to take the corner kick here for United deep into stoppage time. Dervin steers it into a packed area. Wasim with the header, just unable to get it on target, but decent chance there for United.
Yeah, lovely delivery from Dervin, and unusual that it wasn't Dave Hurley or Conor McCormick. They're the usual set piece delivery guys, so it was a nice ball in by Dervin. Maybe the fact Wasim was running away from goal, couldn't get as much purchase on it as he needed.
Antonio Tuta with the goal kick for Finn Harps. Tony McNamee beaten in the air there by Rob Slevin. Ed McCarthy, Farlimnuck, Farkirky, Dave Hurley, Wasim. As Ed McCarthy a reach, saw him or Ed McCarthy. McCarthy drives forward again with real energy and determination. He's thwarted, but he's still battling away Ed McCarthy, and somehow the ball finds Regan Donlan, low and hard from Donlan, just goes wide.
Yeah, great work by McCarthy again. I mean, you'd be too young to remember this. He reminds me of Tony Galvin. Yeah, the winger, the left winger of Ireland years and years and years ago. The socks down around the ankles and just the manner of his running style, and just runs at defenders. Yeah, he went well there. Set up the chance for Donlan. Another cross goal shot. He'll get that goal yet.
Tonight could be the night. Ed McCarthy and Jordan collide there. Jordan gets the ball towards halfway. United have it again though. Hurley to Regan Donlan. Donlan back to Killian Bruder. Bruder. Rob Slevin. Slevin looks for McCarthy. Jordan though stood his ground well. Just has to be sensible with the clearance. Take no chances, and it will be a throw in for United as referee Adriano Real though blasts the half-time whistle. Considering what happened on Friday, considering all those factors, it's been a satisfactory opening period for Galway United.
Yeah, I mean, they go into the break with the lead. The only downside is losing France lead to injury, but they'd have to be happy with that. They're not going at full tilt. There's obviously a little bit of a, pardon the expression, of a hangover from winning the title. You know, the edge has gone off it, but they're 1-0 up. It's a pity about Francie Lee. To see the doctor talking to John there and Ollie and filling them in maybe on what has happened. But United will be happy. You know, Harps, they'll be happy too. They're well in the game. I mean, they took a thumping down in Cove on Friday night. Another long journey tonight. They parted ways with their manager. They put in a really strong performance so far. So United probably do deserve the lead though, 1-0.
Harps have been spirited, but at the end of the opening period here at Eamon DC Park, Gallia ain't there hain, Closhy na finna nodge, Biggie Rashlin, Igan Kupla no mate Dundornala.